Good evening and thank you for joining us for ABC 7 at 6. I'm Stephanie Valle and we begin with breaking news. The results of the investigation into the shooting involving a former NMSU basketball player at the UNM campus were released about an hour ago. Now, the shooting happened on November 19th on the UNM campus in Albuquerque. Former forward Mike Peake shot and killed UNM student Brandon Travis, allegedly as retribution for a fight during a rivalry football game in November. Peake, who was also injured in the shooting, argued he shot in self-defense. Now, in the aftermath of the shooting, police said former head coach Greg Heyer and his assistant coaches were uncooperative with their investigation. Police spoke to Peake in his hospital room, and no one has been criminally charged. NMSU hired a third-party investigator, Rohde Law Firm, on December 8th, and this investigation has spanned over 3 months. Now, during that time, the men's basketball program was suspended for the rest of the season for unrelated issues after hazing allegations unrelated to that shooting again surfaced. ABC 7's Rachel Phillips joins us live to pick up the story from here. Rachel.
Yes, Steph, in the document, it's just 2 pages long, and it looks into how NMSU responded to the shooting, its aftermath, and makes recommendations of what can be done moving forward to ensure a situation like this doesn't happen again, and if it does, how it should be handled. The biggest takeaway undoubtedly is that the firm did not identify any failure by NMSU in its legal obligations in managing student athletes, nor any violation of any of the NCAA or WAC rules. This investigation that spanned more than 3 months, like you mentioned, the Rohde Law Firm mentions that several witnesses, including multiple basketball players and coaches, refused to be interviewed for the investigation or were not available. I reached out to NMSU to ask who those players and coaches were, and at this stage, they were unable to give me an answer. NMSU Chancellor Dan Arvizu did tell us in February at a news conference about the firing of Greg Heyer that he had made things difficult in the investigation and missed a scheduled meeting with the firm. These documents, though, really highlight recommendations from the firm to the school about what they should do moving forward. The first being team curfews, because so many players were out past curfew that night. The second recommendation was a more detailed weapons policy that specifically prohibits the possession of a gun while representing the school in any manner. The next is developing a policy on how to communicate with law enforcement if such a situation does arise again. The fourth is to strengthen institutional culture that encourages athletes to adhere to the integrity and values of NMSU. The next is on improving how NMSU should communicate when a student athlete is involved in misconduct. And finally, to have the student athlete handbook be consistent with those above recommendations. 5 recommendations, that is. This executive summary from the Rohde Law Firm comes as the Bernalillo County District Attorney's Office as well as New Mexico State Police are still investigating the case. It's important to note that there is also a separate investigation currently going on in regards to hazing and sexual assault allegations within the team. Both the school and outside firm that are conducting investigations into that don't have a timeline on when that will be complete. Right now, all of the assistant coaches remain on paid administrative leave, and no players other than Mike Peake have been taken off the team, but 8 players have entered the transfer portal since that hazing investigation came out and just in the last couple of days. Steph, back to you.
All right. Thank you so much, Rachel. And now we have ABC 7's Rosemary Montañez, who is looking into the statement released by NMSU Chancellor Dan Arvizu. She joins us live from the Pan American Center on the NMSU campus.
That's right, Stephanie. If you remember last year, NMSU officials announced that they had hired a third-party external investigator to look into the events that happened at the UNM campus involving that deadly shooting. Now, NMSU Chancellor Dan Arvizu, in a 3-paragraph statement, ultimately said that they want to be able to share this report from that law firm to be able to show the community their transparency as well as their commitment. Now, Chancellor Dan Arvizu said in part, quote, "We said from the beginning, if this review highlights opportunities for improvement, we will pursue those. While the report did not identify any failure by the university to meet its legal obligations, we know now we have areas that can be strengthened," unquote. And Chancellor Dan Arvizu went on to say that they're sharing this report with everyone so they can start implementing recommendations in this report. Arvizu says that at NMSU, they strive to create an environment where students, faculty, and the community feel safe. And lastly, Arvizu says the university has dedicated and talented employees who are devoted to the mission of education, research, and and creativity. It's important to note that Chancellor Arvizu also went on to say that soon they will announce a task force that will closely work with the administration and the Board of Regents to start addressing these recommendations. Of course, we'll have more coming up on ABC 7 at 10. But for now, reporting at the Pan American Center with our New Mexico Mobile Newsroom, Rosemary Montañez, ABC 7.